Never piss off your tattoo artist. Being Friday the 13th, while waiting for my tattoo, I was reminded of a situation a few years ago with my friend Liz, who's my primary artist, and an especially Karen-type lady, and her Kyle-esque boyfriend, Double K for both, who came in to get cheap-ass tattoos. I watched this whole thing go down, but wasn't involved per se. So Liz was doing a quick custom job on me and my buddy Chris. Yes, we got matching tattoos, Star Wars yin and yang for those wondering. I went second so Liz and I could catch up. Double K bypassed the massive line out the door and down the stairs and walked straight up to the artist area to try to skip the line. This was shut down pretty quick and they were told there's a huge wait in front of them and they have to go to the back of the line. Well, Double K didn't like this one bit and started to throw a fit. Like, legit tried to pull me out of the chair because
he's getting what he wants and I was here first.
She wasn't. I was there at 8 a.m. to help Liz load in OJ and donuts, and the 10 people in line before me knew this too. Well, one of the artists just finished and said, "I'll take you two." We were all kind of flabbergasted by this, but Liz got this big shit-eating grin on her face, so I knew something was up. I figured a dude do a terrible job, go too deep, use the wrong needle, something to just royally fuck up their day, but he did none of this. He pulled his flash sheet and said, "Pick one." Karen picked something and he asked where she wants it. Back of her ankle. So the dude gets to work freehanding it while Double K keep looking at the line like they won something. Well, they did win something. The smallest tattoo I have ever seen. This thing was no bigger than a dime from 10 feet away, and all I could see was this little black spot on her leg that looked more like a mole than a tattoo. Double K lost it, screaming about him assaulting her and forcing her to get a tattoo, and they're going to call the cops and all that. Then they tried to skip out without paying. They were rather impolitely informed that the theft of service is a felony and that the cops are only 10 minutes away. They tried to pay up to $13, but that's where the guy's brilliance really shone through. His sheet said custom at the top. All custom tattoos were $31. Not only did this lady have a very tiny and a very intricately detailed tattoo, she only had a 50 on her, and they had a big ass sign at the register that simply said no change. Double K ended up paying the shop minimum anyway, but she got her tattoo ahead of the line. Alright, so there's two rules of the universe you should always follow. 1, don't mess with the people who touch your food. And 2, don't mess with people who can permanently affix pictures to your body. I don't feel I should have to give you a reason why.
Only English in your household? This story happened a few years ago, and I used to work for a well-known alarm company doing installs when we got a new guy in. He seemed fresh off the boat with terrible English, and me being fluent in Russian, he got tagged in with me. The cast is me, the new guy, Ivan, and Karen, the homeowner. Okay, some background. I've been working with Ivan for a few weeks before this malicious compliance, and we spoke Russian between each other, but changed to English whenever customer was around to maintain professionalism. Most customers were okay with this, as you could tell. Ivan was struggling with the English language, and I would do all the talking to the customer until we got to Karen. That day, it started out like any other, and we just get to the house. A lady greets us at the door, and I didn't know at this time it was Karen, as there was no signs. We do a walk around, and everything seems fine, and Ivan has not spoken a single word yet. We get to work in the basement, and I start talking to Ivan like usual. Not even 5 minutes later, Karen comes running downstairs, demanding that we stop talking in whatever language it is, and that this is an English-talking household and she does not want her kids to hear it. We apologize and continue working, and Ivan is mostly staying quiet until he tries to ask for a tool he doesn't know the name of for in English, and he says the name in Russian. Karen runs out of the laundry room and starts berating Ivan for breaking rules. Ivan is stumped but mumbles apology, and Karen huffs away in triumph. A couple hours later, while running wire, Ivan was drilling through the studs and came in contact with a household electrical wire. A flash and a pop, and Ivan starts cussing in Russian. Immediately, the laundry door bangs open and Karen's standing there when, without missing a beat, Ivan turns to her and switches to English. probably to explain what he is saying. I was amazed by his vocabulary there, and it seemed like he was swearing for a solid minute before starting to run out of choice. Karen turned red and started yelling at us, telling us to get out, and I knew there was no saving this dumpster fire, so we just packed up and left. On the road back to the office, I found out Ivan was a fan of English crime and gangster movies where he learned his share of profanity. Getting back to the office, we got written up, but the boss still had a chuckle. And Ivan stayed for a few more months before leaving the company, and I never found out if he realized how malicious his compliance was. As for the customer, I have no idea what ended up happening to her, as I never went back. Don't like people talking in Russian around your kids? Hope they enjoy English profanity.
This lady definitely needed some chill pills. She needed to relax. She needed to calm the heck down. First off, I love the Russian accent. I think it's interesting, despite the fact I suck at it, and I'm going to admit it. There's probably somebody firing off in the comments going, wow, that was the most terrible accent you've done so far, Frosted. Why did you even attempt? And I say, at least I tried, okay? But I actually find a Russian and Serbian accent actually quite interesting to listen to. I didn't understand a word of it, but it's pretty cool. This lady definitely needed to calm down, and whatever bigotry she had towards anyone at any point in time, she needs to reel that back.
I pay for 500 megabytes. I want 500 megabytes.
I work on a telecom sales line, but most of our calls are customer care or technical that end up pressing the wrong button because they use a super strange phrasing so people get confused and we're obligated to try to sell them things. So most of the job is just transfer calls to other lines. So this lady calls.
I want to know how many megabytes I have on my plan.
Well, apparently you have 16 gigabytes.
But in my contract, it says I have 500 megabytes.
Yes, but when you subscribed, you must have gotten some special deal, but don't worry, 16 gigabytes is a lot better than 500 megabytes. The lady then gets really upset, screaming if she pays for 500 megabytes, that's what she wants to have. I ask her to wait till I transfer. I talk to my colleague in customer care before I transfer, just to tell her that this is what the customer wants to do, and to not even bother to explain that 16 gigabytes is better than 500 megabytes. Now, out of curiosity, I took a look at her data usage, and most of their cell phones expend somewhere between 2 to 4 gigabytes, so she will pay at least 20 or 30 euros in extras from now on. Now, I read the comments to this particular story, and there was a bunch of people going, "You're the worst customer service person ever." Yeah, it wasn't a good customer service experience on both ends, and yeah, he probably could have gotten in a lot of trouble for doing that. However, blissful ignorance sometimes will bite you in the ass. So this is going to come from a person who's done the customer service industry once or twice, or about 10 years of it. There will come a time, I don't care how good of a customer service rep you are, but there will come a time where you're just done with all the stupidity and someone's going to eat it. It's not anything that you're being too super malicious for. It's just you sick of everything. So did he do wrong? Absolutely. Did she deserve it? Yes. I definitely have to say, out of all of these, the tattoo artist one is my favorite, hands down. Like, you don't mess with your tattoo artist. That's really, you just don't. That's stupid. This person has control over something that's going to be permanently affixed to your body for the rest of your life. It's not like a piercing that will close. These don't heal. They stay there forever. And the only way to get them off is laser surgery or, a cheese grater. So the person deserved it. Absolutely. Just don't mess with artists like that. Don't. You're asking for it. Please tell me which one was your favorite in the comment section below. Of course, I love reading your comments. I absolutely do, and responding to them. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like and ring that bell, because one day the Hogwarts Owl just might come to your house if you do. You guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. And as usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty and keep moving forward.